We are absolutely blessed again with another customer's bike here. This time it is a Indian Challenger that's been converted over to a Pursuit that a customer brought over here for a small upgrade that tumbled into something much larger. This customer we've been talking to for a while. We've sent some products over. He had one shop do it, and then I think he did most of it himself because he said he had some issues with some shops and whatnot. But currently this has two 6.5s with tweeters in the fairing, 2 8s in the tour pack, and originally this was just going to be, hey, let's add some 8s in the lowers, 6.5 or in the lids, 6.5 inch in the lowers, and replace the mids in the fairing and hook up the tweeters. Then he listened to our bikes, and then he completely changed his mind on what he wanted to do. So let's flip this around, show you what's going on here, and then tell you what we're going to do. So the customer brought us his beautiful 2020 Indian Challenger. This is an Indian Challenger with OEM lowers and an aftermarket tour pack. So this build, I think he started it on his own and then hit us up for the DSP. So it has our DSP preamp harness, but then he put the amplifier in the tour pack because he kind of did something a little different. This is one of the cleaner customer install bikes that we've seen. I actually give my hats off to him. It came out pretty darn clean. So he has DS18 5 or 6.5 inch mids with our horn tweeters and brackets. Those aren't hooked up yet, so we will be wiring all that up. We'll be adding our Davidson Audio 6.5 inch speaker pods down there. So we'll be doing 6.5s in the fairing and lowers. And then this was the customer's install. He had used a DS18 Candy amp back here. It's a 4000.4. Fairly good, clean install in my opinion. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff come in here that's all over the place. Really clean. I told him, I give him hats off for that. So the DS18 8s with the horns in them up here, and all this wiring. There's nothing in the bags. There's nothing up front. So like I said, originally this build was simply going to be add 8s in the lids. We were going to run them off this amplifier. We're just going to clean that up and rerun power and ground. 6.5 inch in the lowers, 6.5s up there, and an 804 in the fairing to power all that. But then he heard our Shop Chieftain bike, and if you're familiar with that, that's 5 1/4, 8, and 10 sealed and ported. And he said, I want that. So now what we're doing is we're just gonna replace the 6.5 inch mids up there, throw some 6.5s down there, and then power these as well off of the 804. We're gonna put a 3001 in the tour pack, seal and port the bags with the Cicada CMB 10s, 3001 in the back with a battery. Going to replace both batteries with lithiums and get this bike bumping. And the one thing we're also going to be doing is a custom bass knob mount here for Doobie's Custom. So it'll have the 2 LED indicators here with a bass knob on the back side. So this bike's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get this bike built and it playing. It's going to be a fun one. This will be the first Challenger that we've done sealed and ported bags with 10s in. You've seen us do a lot of the 8s. But not many people with the Challengers want to go up and do 10s. So this will be the first one, but it's time for us to go get it into the shop and get it torn apart. This customer's bike is a wrap. As I said before, this bike came in simply because he wanted to add lowers, and we were going to do 8 inch lids because he wanted more bass. And then after talking to him and he heard our shop bike, the Chieftain V2, if you remember that, he's like, I want that. I said, okay, you're going to have to leave it with us. So we went a lot bigger on it. This is the first Challenger that we've done sealed and ported 10s with big power. Super excited. We're super happy with how this one came out. It sounds amazing. Looks super clean. So let's show y'all how everything turned out. Let's give y'all a listen. And then I'm taking this bike to the customer tomorrow and we'll see how he thinks. So this bike ended up being a 8 speaker. I would have been completely content with a 6. But he'd already had the 8 inch tour pack right there. So what we did is he'd already had our tweeter bridges here. So we kept those with the 075T tweeters. We did the Cicada 6.5 inch mids up there, matched them down there. And then in the back, he had DS18 Hydro 8s with the horns, But as soon as we got them going, they left the chat room. They started smelling burnt voice coils and the whole 9 yards. So we ditched them to go with the Cicada Audio CM 8.4X. It's their carbon 8-inch. I'm going to show you that in a second. You'll see them from the back side. But as you can see, 8 speakers, 2, 4, 6, 8. Davidson Audio 6.5-inch lower pods, looking super sleek and sexy. And sealed imported bags. Carpet's looking all right. I try to do it better and better each one, so apologies if it's not 100% perfect. We're learning as we go. Double latch. So this is where all the cool stuff is right there. So this whole setup has 2 804s in the fairing. We have one 804 powering fairing and lower fairing, and the other one is bridged for the Cicada 8s and the lids. And then we have a Sound Digital 3000.1 back here powering the 10s. So do you know us, when we do a 3001, you get a second lithium. So when you go that big power on these Indians, you have to go with a second battery. So this right here is a custom 3D printed Davidson Audio bracket that we make here in-house. It's got a Braille Lithium G30H, same as a Harley, Sound Digital 3K. And we try to give them some storage back. You can put some stuff over here. Custom built, as you can see, aluminum plate, tour pack bolts all the way through it. 1/2-inch ABS here, and then acrylic on top. So we try to make it look as clean and sleek as possible. Then there you go, the carbon 8s from Cicada, super clean. Customer had already had these here. I told them we weren't going to use them, so we didn't. Overall, the system I think sounds absolutely amazing. And what we did here is, in order to use the 3K, we wanted to use Doobie's bass knob, so we used his universal remote install power and clip indicator up here, so that way we ensure that we are 100% protected. So let's see how this thing sounds.
Where the light at, remind me. If you're looking for it, you know where to find me. You ain't paying for me, so you can't decline me. Can't go till the devil get behind me. Pray, throw it up, can't throw it up. Break bread with my people, we gon' pour it up. If your price too high, you ain't been blowing up. If you ain't had a ooh wee, then you can't run with us. What's the word? Look alive, what's the business? Ooh wee. Can't believe God did it, ooh wee. Lord forgive me, I was tripping, ooh wee.
I tried living apart from God. At times I was feeling so far from God. My faith in his people that left me scarred. The hatred and hurt was so bizarre. I thought that they would always ride for me. I cried but nobody replied to me. I questioned the truth inside of me, and right about then is when the devil had lied to me. Like, hold up, God got you, he don't never show up. All those people acting like they know you. Tell you that you do it for the money, fame, power, trying to blow up. Why you playing games, trying to grow up? You been reading Bibles and leading studies and helping your little buddies, but tell me what it's really doing for you. Think I'll still tell you, you're faking phony, it's someone your every motive, so what's the point of trying to keep it low?
It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. That she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and it's hard to she goes away.
Here with the customer, as y'all saw, we did the walk around on this beautiful bike. He entrusted us with his bike. He left it to us. We did a slight upgrade from the original plan, as I told you already. But we're going to ask him, one, what his thoughts were on this system, or what his thoughts were dealing with us from beginning and the process of it, and then two, what his thoughts of the system are. So we'll see what his thoughts are.
I've been following Brandon since he started back in Arizona, and as time went by, I would look at his videos and listening to him getting into all the technical stuff, which not surprised me. It interested me more because he was very technical about it. And as a last resort, I came to him because I initially went to this guy and he swore up and down that he knew what he was doing and that he can do it and all this other stuff. Wound up that I had to undo everything that he did to make it sound half decent. And as a last resort, well, the end of June 2024, I took a ride up to Brandon's place and listened to the demos that he had in his shop and whatnot, and just listening to what he had just blew my mind. And I said, here's my bike, do whatever you need to do with it. And I'm more than satisfied. I mean, he got done playing with it and showing me some of the settings and whatnot, and I'm very excited. I mean, I'm just very eager to get out there and show what Brandon has done to my bike to other customers that have the Challengers.
Oh yeah. And I want to ask him this because this is always a question we get, and him and I were talking about it. So on his bike, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, the only tweeters we have on this bike are the two up in the fairing. Everything else, so it's two in the fairing with 6.5 inch mids, 6.5 inch mids in the lowers, 8 inch cicada mids in the lids, and then the CMB 10s in the bags. So I have to ask you, do you feel like we need more tweeters on this bike, or do you think it sounds extremely well with just two tweeters on an 8-speaker bike?
It sounds more than extremely well just with two tweeters.
So that's what I always try to tell everybody. You don't need 8 to 6 to 10 tweeters on a bike. You can get away with just 2 or 4 at best. It's all about balance. We'll do a video in the future about that. I just wanted to express that and get his opinion on it so y'all don't think it's just coming from me being biased. There's science behind it. We're going to do a whole series of videos on that. I just wanted to touch base on that now. So him and I are going to go grab some lunch because he said if I don't, he's going to hold us hostage. So we're going to get out of here. But if you are looking for the best aftermarket audio system for your Indian, Harley, or motorcycle period, please make sure you check us out. We're in beautiful Panama City, Florida. And God bless all of you guys.
Brandon's the best.
We appreciate that as always.